Um, Welcome to our Business English podcast. First, a question for everyone listening. Do you ever feel stuck when you speak, with awkward pauses or hesitations? No doubt about it, this can be a big challenge in business situations.
Exactly. How to speak without pausing is our focus today. People sometimes lose confidence if they pause too much. It can cause confusion or even seem unprofessional. You're spot on. Fluent speech is key for effective communication in global business.
Precisely. We want to help you stop overthinking, speak more naturally, and feel comfortable in any conversation. This How to Speak Without Pausing episode will give you tips, plus examples from real business scenarios that you can practice right away.
Couldn't agree more. We'll break it down into 6 parts, starting with this introduction. Then we'll discuss our main topic, share English lessons, give practical tips, and wrap up with more insights. This approach should keep everyone engaged and ready to learn.
That's exactly how I see it. By the way, remember to comment with your thoughts on speaking without pausing. We want you to share your experiences and suggestions. Output is essential for learning, so let's build our skills together.
Absolutely. Please hit the like button and subscribe for more business English lessons. We'll help you communicate clearly and confidently. Now let's dive right into today's topic, how to speak without pausing and why it matters in global business.
So here's the plan for this section. We'll first share personal insights on how to speak without pausing. Then we'll highlight why this skill matters, especially with virtual meetings and international teams. Finally, we'll examine a few real-world examples to illustrate our points.
Exactly. Speaking smoothly can help you appear more confident and trustworthy. When you avoid constant breaks in your speech, listeners find it easier to follow your ideas. That's right, clear communication often leads to stronger business relationships and better problem solving.
Totally. In today's global economy, you see people collaborating across time zones. Companies rely on quick, efficient conversations, especially on conference calls or video chats. If you hesitate too often, it can make meetings run longer and reduce clarity for everyone involved.
Absolutely. Another angle is client presentations. Imagine you're pitching a service, but you pause every few words. Couldn't agree more that it might confuse your clients or even suggest you lack enough expertise. Smooth speech shows you know exactly what you're talking about.
Indeed, you nailed it. Let's talk about some best practices for developing this skill. One is preparation. When you're familiar with your topic, you're less likely to stumble. Rehearse key points, note important phrases, and keep a few simple transitions in mind.
Exactly. Another tactic is breathing control. Professional speakers pause briefly to inhale and gather thoughts, but these are natural pauses, not awkward ones. Basically, focus on breathing from your diaphragm so your voice sounds steady and you stay calm.
That's right. Also, try using filler words judiciously. Well, some people say you should eliminate them entirely, but I think small fillers can make your speech sound more authentic. Just avoid overusing them, because too many or like moments cause disruption.
Couldn't agree more. Also, pay attention to your speed. If you speak too fast, you might run out of breath or lose track of your message. Slow down a bit, but keep a steady rhythm that feels comfortable for your audience.
Precisely. Next, consider the power of short sentences. You see, shorter sentences reduce the need for frequent pauses. They also help your listeners process information more easily. That's exactly how I see it, because simple, direct phrases can be incredibly impactful.
No doubt about it. Let's look at a real-world example. In many top consulting firms, associates practice mock presentations with colleagues to minimize hesitations. They time each segment and watch for filler words. This helps them deliver smooth, concise pitches to clients.
Indeed, another example involves tech startup founders. Investors expect quick, clear explanations. If you pause too often, it might suggest uncertainty about your product. So they rehearse their pitches, record themselves, and fix any stumbling issues. That level of preparation really pays off.
Totally. We can also look at broadcasting professionals. News anchors maintain a steady tempo, with very few awkward gaps. They read teleprompters but still train to sound natural. This shows how much practice goes into appearing poised and avoiding excessive hesitation.
No doubt about it. So in summary, how to speak without pausing involves preparation, controlled breathing, mindful filler word use, steady speed, shorter sentences, and consistent practice. If you focus on these points, you can enhance your fluency and overall professionalism.
You're spot on. Remember, nobody is perfect from day one, but improvement is definitely possible with consistent effort. Practice in safe environments, like with friends or coworkers you trust. That's exactly how I see it, because regular feedback leads to faster growth.
Absolutely. Now that we've explored the big picture, let's move on to our English lesson. We'll highlight some useful words and phrases from our conversation so you can better understand and apply them. Stay tuned for more practical guidance. All right, let's begin our first English lesson by revisiting some key vocabulary. We used certain words that can help boost your fluency. We'll explain each term, give examples, and show you how to use them in real business conversations.
Exactly. Let's start with hesitation. It refers to the act of pausing or holding back in speech. For instance, his hesitation during the presentation made the clients wonder if he was prepared. Use it when someone isn't speaking smoothly or confidently.
Precisely. Next, filler words. These are words like or like that fill small gaps. Example, I used too many filler words in my pitch. They can be useful in moderation, but overusing them creates a distracted audience.
That's right. Third, steady pace. It means speaking at a consistent speed, not too fast or too slow. For example, maintaining a steady pace allowed her to deliver the presentation with confidence. This concept helps listeners follow your points more easily.
Absolutely. Fourth, let's talk about stumble. It means to trip over your words or speak with difficulty. Here's an example. I tend to stumble when I'm nervous. Stumbling suggests a lack of readiness or comfort with the topic.
Indeed. Finally, impactful. This adjective describes something that leaves a strong impression. For instance, his impactful statement convinced the board to approve the project. Use it when you want to emphasize the powerful effect of words, ideas, or actions.
Exactly. These 5 terms, hesitation, filler words, steady pace, stumble, and impactful, are all critical for speaking without pausing. In real business situations, they help you identify strengths and weaknesses in your delivery. So keep them in mind when you practice your presentations.
Couldn't agree more. If any of these words are new to you, write them down, repeat them, and try creating sample sentences. That's exactly how I see it, because frequent review makes it easier to remember vocabulary and improve your confidence.
Absolutely. Practice them out loud, record yourself, and listen for errors. You're spot on. That's how we refine our skills. Now, let's move on to some practical tips for applying our main topic in daily life.
By the way, don't hesitate to leave a comment if you have questions about these expressions. That interaction helps build a supportive community, and it gives everyone fresh examples to learn from and practice together.
Exactly. Now we've covered 5 helpful terms from our conversation. Keep practicing them, and remember that repetition is key to lasting improvement. Let's continue onward to our practical tips section, where we'll offer real-life strategies for speaking without pausing. Now let's jump into practical tips. We'll share actionable steps so you can master how to speak without pausing. We'll discuss daily habits, practice methods, and mindset shifts that help you stay calm, confident, and fluent in real-world situations.
Exactly. First, read aloud for 5 minutes each day. By doing this, you build muscle memory for your tongue and mouth. You see, consistent reading practice trains you to form words smoothly and reduce random pauses during your normal speech.
Absolutely. Second, try shadowing exercises. That's when you listen to a native speaker's sentence and repeat it immediately, matching their pace and intonation. No doubt about it, shadowing improves your confidence because you're modeling correct pronunciation and flow.
Indeed. Third, record yourself. For instance, you can take your phone, speak about a random topic for 1 minute, then play it back. Notice any awkward gaps, filler words, or rushed segments. By reviewing your own speech, you spot areas to fix.
Precisely. Another tip is to join online speaking groups or language exchange communities. You're spot on. Having real conversations with people across the globe forces you to react quickly. That reduces your chance to pause and worry, because interaction happens fast.
Couldn't agree more. Also, use technology to your advantage. Apps and websites can pair you with speaking partners, or let you do voice drills. By the way, some language learning platforms give you feedback on pronunciation, which helps you polish your fluency.
Exactly. One mindset shift is to embrace small silences. Sometimes, a short pause feels more natural than filling space with repeated sounds. That's exactly how I see it. It's better to pause intentionally than to speak hastily and lose coherence.
Absolutely. Another practical tip is to expand your vocabulary. When you know different ways to express yourself, you won't get stuck searching for words. Reading, listening to podcasts, and using a dictionary can boost your word bank and reduce awkward pauses.
No doubt about it. Also, practice business scenarios. For example, pretend you're leading a meeting or introducing a product. Speak through your points in a structured way and keep track of your pacing. By simulating real tasks, you become more fluent.
Exactly. Keep a journal of phrases you often need in work situations, like greetings or small talk lines. If you memorize these chunks, you're less likely to pause. You nailed it. Preparation prevents those blank moments when you forget what to say.
Precisely. Also, engage in active listening. Sometimes you pause because you're not sure how to respond. But if you truly listen, you gather clues to continue the conversation smoothly. That's exactly how I see it. Responding becomes more natural and fluid.
Totally. Another trend is using AI-based tools to practice speeches. Some platforms analyze your speech patterns and give real-time feedback. This helps you pinpoint areas where you pause too long or speak unevenly. Couldn't agree more. Technology really speeds up progress.
Absolutely. Keep in mind that speaking without pausing doesn't mean talking nonstop. Instead, aim for natural conversation flow. If you integrate these tips, reading aloud, shadowing, recording yourself, and more, you're sure to see steady improvement in your fluency and confidence.
Indeed. For daily reinforcement, try setting specific goals. For instance, decide to shadow 2 minutes of English audio each day. Then, review your progress weekly. No doubt about it, consistent small steps lead to major gains over time.
Exactly. So those are our practical tips. Next, we'll explore 5 more English terms from this conversation in our English Lesson 2. You're spot on. Learning vocabulary in context makes everything stick more effectively.
Couldn't agree more. Stick around for the next lesson, because applying fresh vocabulary and these practical strategies is the best way to master how to speak without pausing in real-life situations.
Now it's time for English Lesson 2. We'll go over 5 expressions we just mentioned: shadowing, mindset, embrace, coherence, and reinforcement. These terms are useful for improving your speaking skills in business contexts.
Exactly. Let's begin with shadowing. This technique involves repeating what you hear in real time. For example, shadowing English podcasts helps me master pronunciation and rhythm. It's widely used by language learners to imitate native speech patterns and become more fluent.
Precisely. Next, mindset. It means your attitude or way of thinking. Example: with a positive mindset, she tackled her presentation without fear. That's exactly how I see it. If you believe you can speak smoothly, you'll find strategies to make it happen.
Absolutely. Third, embrace. It means to accept something openly or wholeheartedly. For instance, she decided to embrace small pauses rather than fight them. When you embrace a new habit, you welcome it into your life, which often leads to faster improvement.
Indeed. Fourth, let's define coherence. It refers to how logical or consistent your speech is. For example, her coherence made the presentation easy to follow. You nailed it. If your points connect well, people understand you clearly, even if you speak slowly.
Exactly. Finally, reinforcement. It means strengthening or supporting something. For instance, daily practice provides reinforcement for your speaking skills. Couldn't agree more that regular repetition or positive feedback strengthens habits and keeps you on track to communicate with fewer pauses.
Totally. These 5 words, shadowing, mindset, embrace, coherence, and reinforcement, reflect the core ideas we discussed. Understanding them helps you communicate with clarity and confidence. That's exactly how I see it. Strong vocabulary supports a smoother speaking style, especially in business interactions.
Absolutely. Try using these expressions in your own sentences. You're spot on. Practical use cements new vocabulary in your mind. Comment below if you have questions or examples. We love hearing how you apply these lessons in your professional or personal life.
No doubt about it. Always keep exploring new words related to communication and business. That's exactly how I see it. Expanding your vocabulary helps you avoid pausing too often. In a moment, we'll wrap up with our closing summary.
Indeed, also practice these terms with colleagues. For example, discuss reinforcement techniques or how to embrace a new challenge. That interaction deepens your understanding and ensures your improvement is sustainable.
Exactly. Now we've covered another set of essential vocabulary. Keep revisiting these words as you refine your speaking skills. Let's head to our closing, where we'll summarize today's topic and the key lessons we've explored. Welcome to our closing segment. Today we explored how to speak without pausing, covering practical tips and 2 English lessons. Hopefully these insights help you communicate more smoothly in business settings and beyond. That's exactly how I see it. Preparation and practice matter.
Exactly. We shared strategies like reading aloud, shadowing, recording yourself, and expanding your vocabulary to minimize awkward pauses. Plus, we introduced key words such as hesitation, filler words, steady pace, stumble, impactful, shadowing, mindset, embrace, coherence, and reinforcement.
Precisely. Remember, natural speech doesn't mean talking nonstop. It's about finding a comfortable rhythm and using brief pauses intentionally. You're spot on. This approach ensures clarity for your listeners and helps you project confidence, whether you're in a meeting, a pitch, or a negotiation.
Absolutely. We hope this podcast gave you practical ideas and effective English lessons. Try applying these tips in your daily routine. No doubt about it, consistent effort leads to real progress. If you found value, please consider liking this video and subscribing.
That's exactly how I see it. We'd love to hear your experiences, so drop a comment below. Let us know what worked for you or any challenges you face. You nailed it. Sharing feedback helps everyone learn and improve together.
Indeed. Thank you for tuning in. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and remember to speak with confidence. Couldn't agree more. Your voice matters. We look forward to hearing your progress. Until next time, take care and keep building those business English skills.